Okay, so remind me some other of the high points then. How would we actually start our assessment? What do we do? Because assessment is therapeutic. What should I do first? Active range of motion. So we should just have our patient like this, and we'll put both of your hands out. And we're just going to have you extend your wrist as far as you can. Even looking at how the fingers flex in when he comes in like this, and then go all the way into flexion this way. And let's just do ulnar and radial. Out this side. Okay, perfect. All right, so a couple of key things. What do you want to do to begin with? First step is back butter, right? Do I need how much lotion? Okay. Okay, yeah, totally. If you want, yeah, okay, that's something we can run into. Yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff we can do here.
3 weeks old.
Okay, 3 or 4 weeks, so you're well into the healing process right here. Okay, so you can still do your basic starting point. Maybe let's keep this. Yeah, just a little bit. Your basic starting points. Go ahead and assess your way through the tissue. See what you think is going on. Spread lotion around so you have good motion over top of it. And what is our first stroke called when we're working through here? Okay, assessment or discovery stroke. So you have a couple of options. Number one, this is one that I showed you guys last day for the, when we get over top of the distal part of the leg there, the gastrocsoleus. If you just hold it like this, and I apologize, it's going to be a little bit cold, but what you're going to do is just lay it over like that. Remember the magic, right? Just fold it with your thumb. What did everybody want to do? They all wanted to grip in like this and do all kinds of weird things and put their toes on it and stuff, okay? Literally, hand is out, drop it in, fold over, and then you're set up to roll over top of the front of the hand, or front of the forearm here, okay? So a couple of options. You can go ahead and push more with the heel of your hand, and that's going to give more of this spoon edge digging in, okay? So you can work through like that, and if anything's too much, let me know. Right. Or you can take this edge, which would be the equivalent of your thumb gripping in like this, and you can do the same thing where you push in with your fingers and wind up fading through like that. So you're going to do a couple of discovery strokes. And even here, we're at 5 or 6, and we can see areas of redness appearing. From our scar tissue discussion yesterday, what does that areas of blotchy redness indicate?
Stitches.
Stitches, maybe. Okay, he had stitches all the way up and down. Okay, or it indicates increased fascial density in that area, so you see more of an erythemic response with it, right? So that'll be a starting point right there, just these basic strokes to begin with. And then remember, if we want to give ourselves more power and work deeper into the tissue, we can simply just extend the wrist a little bit, and that lifts that tissue up a little bit more. Or you could do that trick, and I would do this with somebody who, actually this would be a good fit for you, is I would even take his fingers, bend everything down like that. Now my knee's holding him and my hands are free, and we can do the same thing. Okay? And how's that? Well, you can actually hear it if everybody's quiet. Okay? You can hear yourself running over top of that tissue right here. Yep, and these are the perfect forearms right here to do this on. Okay, so that's your starting option right there. Option number 2 is going to be, let's go ahead and slide it back just a little bit. Your choice, how you want to do this. You can actually fade out and bring the bring the thumb out to the side, bring yourself out this way. If you were the opposite way around, you could interlock fingers, just get in there like this, and then open up and work your way through. But what I'm ultimately going to be looking to do is take and spread open the palm of the hand right here. So I can take gripping like this where my wrists are in neutral. I can take and just go ahead and slide from side to side over top of that transverse carpal ligament and working through this way through anybody with a carpal tunnel type issue, okay? What I really need you guys to do is to kind of explore and play around with different handholds and see what works for you as we get through this. Other options are you can switch over to this thumb edge right here and do the same thing where you can trace down the tendons and you can feel the specificity with that, or it can even go like this. This grip, I showed a number of you yesterday where I'm using my thenar eminence into that little groove right there so I can push with lots of power. And the same thing, pushing through the palm of the hand. Yeah, like right there. Yeah. Okay. All right, so those are some go-tos right there with this one, with the TriStar. Or mix it up and you can go back to this, full forearm grip right here like this. And what do we want to do? Some of you are still like this a little bit. Remember, we're trying to avoid that, so we want to go ahead, relax the hand, and do the same thing. You can stroke through with the bigger movements here. And for a forearm, for a his size forearm, I'd actually probably prefer this. For a lot of the smaller forearms, I'd actually switch over to this instrument. It's just basically looking at the different curves and arches that fit the body better as you're working, right? And you can take that right up if you want, right to the medial side. We might even get them to lay down this way a little bit, just so I can get around to this medial side a little bit more. Work a little bit through the forearm. How's that feel? Yeah. Okay. So you have those options, or switch it around. You can start to use this beak end right now that we can see where I can come in, get over top of this hypothenar eminence, thenar eminence, rolling down here. Follow these tendons if you wanted to, ultra specific, where you can actually take and pull the tendons over and work back and forth there. Or, I've seen other people really like this setup. It'll be a little bit awkward this way, but I'll do it this way. Is we'll actually hook in here and then separate into the palm of the hand with that sharper edge. Sharper edge. Okay, yeah, that's separation a lot of people like. I don't recommend this. Ron in Kelowna there, let's say his last name, okay, he's an RMT. He likes to actually drive and do this. Okay, all right, so he's using his knee on the wheel like this and run through. He said, that's what I do, okay? But when you're dealing with patients, you can go ahead and just run through the sides of the fingers. For all of us who your hands are multi-million-dollar hands, you can spend a lot of time working on these areas right here, okay? Another example would be Dupuytren's contracture. We had one student whose son was, he was 20 years old or something, and he basically had developed it from working with machinery, always holding in like this. Well, I can't really reach in there with my hand to loosen that up, so I just hold this tight right here so I can't actually get it up. So right here, you can actually get in just with the edge of an instrument, and you can start to work on that fiber. And she said after 4 treatments, her son was able to get his hand like open to about 80%, and then 6 or 8 treatments later, it was actually fully able to open. So you have lots of options there. You can just flip the hand over if you want, so we'll get right over like this, and all the same strokes apply. What I actually prefer to do is this one right here. For like a lateral epicondylitis, just kind of pin and stretching, you're working your way through the forearm like this, where you've got access to it, all right? I want us to spend a good half an hour working on each other's forearms. It's therapy for you guys, but it's a great way for you to experience what the tissue actually really feels like and maybe get a little bit more comfortable with the instruments. So, pitter patter, let's get at her, okay?